guys, we've got this wonderful pressure sensor flashlight here. I love it. But this is actually Caleb's second one. He ordered this from Airsoft Megastore, and it was what, $20?
$20.
And I believe the brand is AIM. It's 100 lumens. It's a pretty sweet little flashlight. It's bright. It's got the pressure sensor. It's kind of a beefy pressure sensor, which when I touched it, I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, this seems really thick. It almost seems like they just put a button inside heat shrink. But the first one he had broke. You want to?
Yeah, well, I got to an off. I was really happy with it when I had opened it up in my room and shined it at the ceiling, and it lit up the room really well, which is how we always test our flashlights, aim it at the ceiling. If there's enough, what do you call it, ambient light?
Yeah.
Then
It's like a lamp.
if you can read a book with the light shined at the ceiling, then you know it's good. Well, I could, and so I was excited to use it. I put it on the front of my gun, I walked off, and then I pressed the button just to double check, and nothing. So, I mean, I took the whole thing apart and checked the battery, checked the front. What had happened was there's a little spring that connects the top of the battery to the back of the bulb, which is a nice little LED that's really bright. Anyway, it had broken off somehow, and the twisting and the traveling over there, it had snapped off, which completely breaks the circuit. And anyway, I was really upset about that.
Sensor.
No, it wasn't the pressure sensor. It was actually the front part. I took it apart afterwards, and that's what was broken.
Well, Airsoft Megastore was good to them, and they replaced it. And this one's been working great, except for the other day, it just decided it didn't want to.
Yeah, it's
and
kind
so
of moody.
for 10 minutes, it didn't work. I don't know.
10 minutes it didn't work, and then all I did was I tightened down the cap, and it worked.
So we're kind of iffy on it, but when it works, it's great.
Yeah, it's not bad enough for me to want to return it, but it's not good enough that I'd count on it if it was a life or death situation.
But if you're looking for a good, cheap flashlight for your gun, it'd be definitely something to consider. It's at your own risk, but we like the way it works when it works.
And it's bright. The other thing is it's all metal construction, like the whole thing's
Very
metal.
nice.
I mean, obviously not the wire, but it can stretch out pretty good, and yeah, most of the ones that I've dealt with are all plastic. The lasers are plastic, the flashlights are plastic, this is metal, all the attachments are metal, hex, metal. So overall, really happy with it when it works. When it doesn't work, it's a pain in the butt like anything else.
The pressure sensor is a little bit, like I mentioned before, it's thick. It's kind of, it feels weird to me. It doesn't feel like a normal one, but it works, so.
Yeah, well, it's sensitive. I mean, you don't really have to.
That is a good click.
You can press on the end, you can press on the middle, you can press towards the top, and you can press the very top, and it all works. So I think they actually have 2 buttons in there, it feels like.
Okay.
One long one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Check it out.
Yeah.